Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I want to talk to you about two important developments today, primarily from Gaza and Lebanon. It seems like Israel is going ahead with the operation in Rafah. These people are keen on committing another genocide, another act of barbarism in Rafah. So Benjamin Netanyahu's office, they said today, they announced that he had instructed the IDF and the security establishment to prepare for a massive operation in Rafah with the aim of collapsing 4 Hamas battalions there, which according to Netanyahu are operating in the southernmost city in Gaza Strip. It is impossible to achieve the war goal of eliminating Hamas and leaving 4 Hamas battalions in Rafah, it was said. They added, on the other hand, it is clear that a massive operation in Rafah requires the evacuation of the civilian population from the combat zones. That is why the Prime Minister instructed the IDF and the security establishment to bring the cabinet a dual plan for both the evacuation of the population and the disbanding of the battalions. They are confirming it. We've had multiple strikes. They're slowly going ahead with it, and the fears are clearly becoming reality. They've been warning Egypt for many times now. Now they're starting to take action. And a couple of notes here before we continue. With regards to the operation in Rafah, Benjamin Netanyahu is claiming that they want to dismantle 4 Hamas battalions. The same man said that they already dismantled all of Hamas battalions just a couple of days ago in a statement. This just proves that these people are pathological liars. When it comes to the Hamas battalions, you're talking about Rafah, and this is why this just proves how their aim is not the battalions, by the way. You bombarded all of Gaza. You bombarded every single part of Gaza, primarily in the north, okay? Let's take the most heavily bombed area in Gaza, the northern part. You still have resistance active in the north, and you've had reports that Hamas is trying to establish itself in terms of the civil services in the northern part of Gaza. You've been in Khan Yunis for 4 months. They are still shooting you. They're still resisting every single day. Over 1,100 tanks and military vehicles and machinery destroyed since the ground invasion began. What does this all mean? This all means that you did not dismantle any brigade of Hamas. They're active everywhere. As a matter of fact, they're moving capabilities and expertise from the north to the south. Israeli media reported that just over a month ago. They're still hitting you everywhere. Today they released images, Al-Qassam brigades, of them sniping Israelis all across Gaza and in Khan Yunis. RPGs against tanks, RPGs against bulldozers, sniping Israeli soldiers. That's just Al-Qassam. PIJ and Sarai al-Quds, they also published images. And these guys are comfortable, by the way. It's not like they're running. One of them was like sitting having a drink and playing with the bullet that he's going to shoot the Israeli soldier with. And you're telling me you dismantled all of their brigades? The operation in Rafah is primarily to depopulate Gaza. The vast majority of the civilian population in Gaza are now in the south. There are still many of them in the north, but over 1 million are crowded in Rafah in tents, ladies and gentlemen, not as any human being should be living. You have families in the rain with young children waiting for aid. It's raining on them, they're wet. No sanitation, hardly any medication at all. Most of the hospitals are bombed. It's a humanitarian crisis. It's a genocide. Israel wants to depopulate Gaza and commit an ethnic cleansing campaign. That's why they want to go into Rafah. And this is why also the tone from the United States is more harsh. Yesterday they said, the Department for State, they said, we will not support an Israeli operation in Rafah. To them, that was calculated and seriously planned. Clearly, they're not giving them the backing as they did before. Not only the United States, the main problem is Egypt. The Wall Street Journal, they published an article and they quoted Egyptian officials who did not name themselves, but it relied on officials from Egypt, saying that the Camp David Accords will be suspended if Palestinians will be forced to flee to Egypt. Now, some of you may ask why. Because Egypt knows this is the plan. Because this was the attempt from the beginning. Because Israel and some of the big countries, including the United States, the UK, France, and Germany, lobbied on behalf of Israel for Egypt to open the borders and expel the Palestinians. Then Israel would have gotten rid of all of the Palestinians in Gaza. This is what they wanted initially. Then they had bribery attempts. They offered them to get rid of their international debts, told them we'll give you billions for free. However, now we have those statements from Egypt, and there are other reports that they're bringing more tanks and vehicles close to the border, and suspending the Camp David Accords is just one step away from a state of war with Israel. Because Israel will be pushing the population to Sinai, you might have operations from Sinai against Israel. That would mean Egypt officially is attacking Israel if any attacks are conducted from Sinai to Egypt. Israel is telling Egypt, you didn't accept it the good way, you're gonna accept it the hard way. We're gonna have to have a campaign in Rafah, obviously a barbaric genocidal campaign, and you're gonna have to open the borders. And that's at the same time that the UNICEF is saying that Gaza is witnessing the worst level of malnutrition in children, a humanitarian crisis. It's going on. They attacked another hospital in Khan Yunis today, Al Amal Hospital. They're killing dozens every single day, innocent civilians, bombing ambulances. This is what they're doing. That's when it comes to Gaza, extremely tense, and it could be the opposite of what people expected. If someone was expecting a ceasefire and hoping for something to go quiet, what they're doing is just pushing it to the max time after time. It's like these people, the decision makers in Israel, are not only like genocidal, but they're completely delusional, and they've actually lost it, completely lost it. The second very dangerous escalation was from the north. So the commander of the Northern Command, Major General Uri Gordon, met today at the command headquarters with the heads of the authorities that were evacuated in the north. He said the goal is to change the security situation in the north in a way to allow the return of the residents safely and with a sense of security. We are determined to change the security reality, which is already changing these days, and we continue to prepare for the expansion of the war and going on the offensive. This is our mission. Yet another statement that clearly says they are going towards more and more escalation, despite the fact that their biggest ally and supporter, the United States of America, is telling them you will not have support for the campaign in Rafah. The question is here, when are these people in the United States, in any EU, in any bloody country that's supporting this state, when are they going to wake up and actually start putting pressure on them and taking actual measures against them? Imposing a blockade, ending this apartheid regime. They have the power to, but they're not. What are you waiting for exactly? For a human disaster? For a global catastrophe? For World War III? For another Gaza in Lebanon, for example? So these people need to wake up before it's too late. And it wasn't just Israel raising the bar. Today we had over 30 missiles launched from Hezbollah on the Galilee. Yesterday they were using Burkan that have up to 500 kg warhead on Branit base, and they also attacked Miron base with Falak missiles, and today 30 missiles on Kiryat Shmoni. So things are looking very tense. We're looking potentially for yet another escalation. We're just hoping that people won't suffer as much as they did previously, because they're already suffering from this genocide. And these were the main things that I want to talk to you about. And I will hopefully see you soon in the next video. Just a reminder before I finish, I'm having a live stream at 10 p.m. GMT every single night, where you can join me, share your thoughts, comment, and join the conversation. See you soon in the next video. Take care.